Hey, I'm Siobhan, community cultivator and founder of BEFREE Project. The BEFREE Project podcast was created for community, sisterhood, and personal growth. Each week, you'll be inspired and motivated to do the work to show up for yourself so you too can feel fulfilled and be free. Now grab a pen and a notebook and let's get into the show. The best decision that you can make today is joining the BEFREE Inner Circle at BEFREEInnerCircle.com, a community for like-minded women to find their forever friends and get accountability to do their personal growth work. Your membership includes a private, exclusive community of women who are not only showing up for themselves, but for one another. Weekly live events with me and or guest speakers. Daily accountability so this way you can finally get stuff done. Mentorship from yours truly, and so much more. Now, there's no long-term commitment and you can cancel at any time. However, I can guarantee the moment you join, you're going to feel a warm embrace and you're going to want to stick around. Every single member of the BEFREE Inner Circle will walk away with clarity, fulfillment, and confidence because guess what? When you're around me, you're going to win. So come and grow inside the BEFREE Inner Circle at BEFREEInnerCircle.com. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the BEFREE Project podcast. As always, I'm so happy that you are here for another week. Okay, so this week I want to share a quote that I am loving by Brené Brown. And it says, "A deep sense of love and belonging is an irreducible need of all people. We are biologically, cognitively, physically, and spiritually wired to love, to be loved, and to belong. When those needs are not met, we don't function as we are meant to. We break, we fall apart, we numb, we ache, we hurt others, we get sick." The reason that I want to share that quote today is going to tie into today's topic about the beauty of community. And I love how she says, we are biologically, cognitively, physically, and spiritually wired to love, to be loved, and to belong. And we all, whether we know it or not, want to belong to something, to someone. And so as I talk about today's topic, I'm so excited about it. I was in the car driving with my daughter yesterday, and it hit me like, you need to do an episode titled The Beauty of Community. Now, I have a whole other episode that was scheduled to go out for today, but this was pressing on my heart that I had to record it and get it out here. And when I think about the beauty of community, there is so much power in being connected to like-minded women. There is so much beauty to be a part of a community, a space where you can grow, you can make mistakes, you can be transparent, you can be vulnerable, you can dream, you can wonder, you can celebrate, you can encourage. A community, a space where you can let your hair down and just be. You can breathe. You feel like this is where I belong. This is home. You want to be a part of a community where you can find yourself, where you can evolve to become whomever you want to become. And you can flourish and find fulfillment in the woman you desire to be. And community is where you find your people, where you share similar interests, thoughts, ideas, values, perspective. Community is where you find your people. It's where you feel at home. It's where you feel like you belong. And we all want to belong. We all want to be a part of something bigger than ourselves. And so if you didn't know this, I want you to know this like you know it. Community is necessary. And it's necessary because you don't want to feel isolated, lonely, like you're doing this thing all by yourself. You don't want to feel like something is wrong with you and like you have to do everything on your own. You want a community where you find your people, your chosen family, like-minded individuals where you feel like you belong. And I know we've all experienced that feeling where you just get around certain people and you're like, man, they feel good. They feel good. They make me feel alive. I love the connection that we have. Like, it's good. Their energy is good for your nervous system. And yo, we see community everywhere. There's Starbucks, this whole coffee community, people who ride the Peloton bikes, right? There's a yoga community, Soul Cycle, even Oprah's book club. There's so many communities that are out here in the world, and we all want to be a part of something bigger than ourselves. We all want to feel like we found our people that we belong to. And this is for every single person. We are all human beings, and connection is a natural desire that we all have. And that doesn't matter if you're introverted, extroverted, what have you. We all want to exchange energy with like-minded people. So I encourage you to find your space where you feel safe to do your work. Find different communities, right? So you don't just have to be a part of one community, but find communities for whatever you are interested in. So, of course, if you are in this season where you're looking to connect with your forever friends and you're looking to get accountability to do the work so that you don't continue to deal with fear, procrastination, imposter syndrome, you name it, join the BEFREE Inner Circle, because that's where I get to be your number one cheerleader, supporting you so that you can win in your life. I've already cultivated the community of positive, like-minded women who are in different spaces, if you will, of their personal growth journey. It's a community of women who range from women in their late 20s all the way up to women in their mid 60s and everything in between. It's for women of color to grow and to be around each other and build trust and build relationships where you can do the work with one another. This community, the BEFREE Inner Circle, is for us. It's for us to grow and evolve to become the best versions of ourselves that we can be. You need community. You don't need to be doing this journey all by yourself. And as I read in the quote by Brene Brown, when we don't feel like we belong, we don't function. We break, we fall apart, we numb, we hurt people. Listen, this is a time that you join a community that you can grow, that you can feel alive, that you can feel like you are part of something bigger than yourself. And that's in the BEFREE Inner Circle, a community of like-minded women all over the world doing their personal growth work. And you can learn more at BeFreeInnerCircle.com. Okay, so now I'm going to read the community guidelines for you just so you get a gist of what this community is about. The BEFREE Inner Circle is a community of like-minded women who are not only showing up for themselves, but also one another. This is where you'll find your forever friends and be accountable to do your personal growth work. Every woman inside the community is on a journey to grow, flourish, and find fulfillment in her life. This community is like no other membership community you may have ever been a part of. You're encouraged to take up space, be vulnerable, get support, shed tears, release what no longer serves you, feel your feelings, celebrate your wins, practice self-care, freely share your dreams, all while building amazing friendships. Every woman is inspired to show up for herself. And here are a few things to keep in mind as a member of this community. We never, ever judge or gossip about one another. We understand that every woman has a story and her own life experiences. We respect one another always, whether we agree or disagree. We believe in lifting one another up as we grow. We're a sisterhood. We connect, collaborate, share, and support one another. We want you to be your most authentic self. There's never a reason to pretend or perform. Be who you are, because that's the woman we want to get to know. We own who we are. We speak our truth. There's never a reason to apologize for just being. We speak up and we ask for help. You're not on your journey alone. Members are encouraged to ask questions, Don't allow pride to get in the way of getting what you need. We don't take anything personally. Always assume the best in people until proven otherwise. We make space for one another. You give so much of yourself to everyone else. Allow the community to hold space for you. Open yourself up to receive care, support, and love from those around you. When we face challenges, we don't give up on ourselves. We reach out and get support and guidance from within the community. We are kind to ourselves and one another. We show compassion. We treat each other as human beings. We show up for ourselves always, in all ways. Those are the community guidelines. And if any of that resonates with you, I highly recommend you join the BEFREE Inner Circle today. Allow me to be your number one cheerleader. Allow me to hold you accountable. And I invite you to be a part of a community of positive, like-minded women who are excited to get to know you. My daughter and I were in the car yesterday, and we were talking about this conversation around community. And our conversation was so good, I said, I'm going to turn on my voice app and record this. So I'm going to let you hear our conversation as she shares what she believes about community.
You want to have your own people that can see you, right? Like people that you don't feel like a weirdo. For example, with you, going to CIA, right? Like you were in that secret, a part of a community of artists, and y'all all were artists together. And so you feel like these are my people. This is where I belong. Versus being in other groups, let's just say being an Andrew, right? And feeling like this is not my community. They don't think like I think.
Yes, everyone was like a group thinker, and it's like everyone thought the same, and everyone was the same, and to top it all off, everyone wore the same outfit. So it's like everyone thought the same, and then I come in with my cool earrings, and everyone's like, "You're weird," and it's like, you guys are weird for being all the same. Like you guys don't do anything different from each other, and it's like at CIA, everyone welcomed everybody, and it wasn't like no one discriminated against anyone. It was like. And like our kids are weird. It's like where all the weird kids go. It's awesome. It's great. Yeah. It feels good to belong somewhere. But you have to be careful not to force yourself to fit in somewhere because that's just not possible. You can try all you want and you can fake it, but you know deep down that's not where you should be. Yeah.
So how do you think? Like, what would you say for people who need community? But who are not a part of anything, like, but they're scared or fearful because they feel quirky or weird. Like, what are your thoughts on them finding their space?
This is gonna sound like really like blunt, but just don't be scared. Cause like okay, if I just put it in this type of logic, okay, this is gonna be it's gonna be a little bit dark, but okay, we are going to die one day. That's just the guarantee, right? So there will be a time where you will die one day, and you will have that moment where you're gonna regret not doing the things you wish you did. And so life is short. Find your community because you're gonna look back on it and be like, I wish I found my place, and I don't have that. And I spent so much time trying to fit in with others, and because I was so insecure. Like, you gotta let that stuff go, because it doesn't really matter at the end. You only get, like, one shot at this, so you might as well make the most of it. Because it's like, come on, it's like, what are you doing? You're gonna, like, waste your time wishing of what could it be when you could be doing it? Like, no, live your life, be your happiest self. And I know it's easier, it's like, it's a lot of work, but when you get to that point, it will be so worth it. And you can't really understand how worth it is until you actually do it. Because if you spend your time in this bubble where you're just not trying because you're scared, it's just like you're missing out on your moment. And then you're going to see all these people on Instagram living their best lives. You're like, I wish I was them. Well, you can be them by just living.
Good. Let me ask you, what did you feel while you were at CIA? What was like a feeling that you had while you were there once you connected with your community?
I felt like a home. I even told my roommates that I was like, this is home. And it felt more home than our house. Because our house is just where I've been all my life, so I haven't really been able, like, I've slept over at other places, but it's like, to be somewhere where I felt like I truly belong. I think that's the college feeling, or at least for me, I guess. It was something else, and it made me so driven to keep creating, which is why I spent so much time like creating and stuff. And my friends were like, "Hey, you gonna step out of the studio and get something to eat?" And I was like, "I'm so happy. I've never been this happy in a year. So I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna keep creating because I'm not gonna lose this."
And then, do you still stay connected with your community of artist friends?
Oh yeah, totally. I talked to them I just talked to them last night. Yeah, we talked. It's dope that we're staying in contact. And some of them live in Cleveland, so I plan to hang out with them. That's dope.
I hope you enjoyed that. I'm always so impressed by my daughter. She's so wise beyond her years. And so, even just having this conversation with her about her finding her art community, it just lights my soul up. Your journal prompt for this week is: make a list of what you need in this season of your life. Your affirmation is: I love myself unconditionally. Now I want to shout out my coffee giver of the week, which is Love Ladybird. And she says, love your podcast. Thank you for your work. Thank you so much for sharing. And thank you for treating me to coffee. I deeply appreciate it. For you listening, if my work inspires you, encourages you, is challenging you every single week to show up for yourself, you too can treat me to a cup of coffee by clicking the link in the show notes. Now, instead of doing a testimony at the end of this call, I'm going to share a testimony that was given inside the BEFREE Inner Circle by one of my members, Sharice. And when I read this, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm in awe of her words. Here it is. Okay, so first of all, Siobhan, you are glowing and you look amazing. Second, in mid 2018, I Googled, I feel stuck. And the first result was the BEFREE project. I went to the website, downloaded and completed the free worksheets, and began following your work. I had never heard a Black woman talking about letting go of negative things, negative thoughts, and sometimes negative people to change my life. And y'all, it changed my life. I began doing the work, and 1 year ago, I decided to take my healing journey to the next level by joining the BEFREE Inner Circle. That single decision of clicking the website link has blessed me in so many ways. On the last group coaching session, someone mentioned not sharing the inner circle with their people because this is her safe space. Same for me. But I encourage everyone to at least provide the link to the BEFREE Project website. Like me, she may not be ready to join the BEFREE Inner Circle immediately, but she'll have access to the resources to begin her healing work. The BEFREE Project has to be shared with the world, and you offering it to one woman can change it. Thanks again, Siobhan, for creating this space to get free. I'm holding back tears as I read that because, number one, I wasn't expecting Sharice to share that. I didn't know that's how Sharice felt. And as I read it again, I'm like, wow, I believe in community, y'all. I am a community cultivator. I live and I breathe my work. And all I want to do from the bottom of my heart is impact millions of women across the world to find fulfillment and to be free. We all deserve to be free. We all deserve to live a life that feels good inside and out. And I'm doing my own personal work and I'm teaching and I'm sharing. And I really just want my community to continue to grow and flourish so I can teach and support as many women as I can be free. Because that's what all of this is about, for you to be free. Again, I'm going to encourage you to join the BEFREE Inner Circle. it will be the best decision that you make this year. I'm here, ready to support you. And if you listen to the words from Sharice, she Googled, I feel stuck. And she found me. And she did everything in order to get to the inner circle. And I can honestly say from the moment she joined, I've watched her blossom. And even when she faces challenges, she reaches out for help. And we are there to wrap our arms around her and all the members because, again, we all want to belong. We all want community. It's our human nature to connect with one another. And so head over to BeFreeInnerCircle.com and become a member today. I would love for you to subscribe to my podcast if you haven't already. And share this episode with one friend and say, hey girl, when you get done listening, let's talk about this. Please leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts with a sentence or two letting me know what you thought of the episode. And don't forget, if you want to share your thoughts with me, if you want to ask me a question about personal growth or friendship, or you just want to say, hey, Siobhan, I'm loving the podcast, dial into 216-438-0830. And until next time, girl, be free.